will pitch their problem or solution to Growga, and then there'll be a 15-minute conversation period between Growga and 2C. Then we'll switch with the next group, 2D, and then we'll have the same type of work-like session. And yeah. Oh, and sorry, I forgot. Growga, it'd be really great if y'all could introduce yourselves and a little bit about your business and your background.
Yeah, sure. Hi, Hannah. It's so good to see you again. I'm Emily Bear, and I'm the founder and CEO of Growga. And Sophia, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Sophia. I'm the Director of Staff Engagement for Growga. Hi, Hannah.
And so at Growga, what we do, we are a curriculum creation and delivery platform that brings kids yoga beyond the four walls of a yoga studio. So what we do is we partner with organizations and businesses and schools as well to bring yoga directly to where kids are learning and leading and playing. And so our mission is really around how to make mindfulness accessible and approachable. So our curriculum is evidence-based, engaging, and curated specifically for the age groups that we are working with. And we serve ages 2 to 18 and work with partners such as the Durham Public School System. We work with several yoga studios in the area. We work with preschools. We work with the YMCA. We work with health clubs in the area as well. So we have a diverse group of, well, some diverse customers in terms of different industries, but we have one mission, which is to bring mindfulness to where kids already are. And we've been in operation for about 1.5 years now. And we have a team, well, it's Sophia and myself as the leadership team. And then we have around 100 teachers throughout North and South Carolina that are currently delivering our program out in their communities.
Amazing job. And so now we're going to turn it over to our virtual squad, which is Squad 2C. And we're going to have the same work-like shop session. And it'll be 10 minutes and 2 minutes again.
When we switch over to the virtual squad, I might do a sound check like Andy and Claire to make sure everybody can hear and all that. Okay. So one moment while we switch switch from in-person to virtual. Okay, hold on. Oh, Andy, you're the co-host now. Oh, he's so good. He's so good.
All right, can you hear me? All right. So I'm Andy, and I'm from Group 2C, and we will be resolving Growga's problems. So here's an overview of our solution plan. So Growga needs to display their offerings in a more efficient and effective way to potential partners and customers. So first we're going to be going over social media, which is task 1, and we're just kind of going over the Twitter, Pinterest, Facebook, group boards, and LinkedIn. Then for task 2, we're going to be going over the website, which will be explaining the videos, descriptions, and the Growga Gives program. And then for task 3, the partners, so like reaching out to the partners and the competition. So first up is social media.
Hello, my name is Claire Onish, and I'm also from Group 2C. So you may be thinking, why should Growga get Twitter? First of all, there are over 300 million active users each month, so it's a great way to pull in some potential partners. Out of all of the Twitter users, 80% are millennials who are interested in yoga and could be a customer. Twitter is also a great way to get feedback and interact with customers and partners. I hope you can understand why Twitter is a core social media platform and is a great way for Growga to continue to grow.
All right, so next are Pinterest and Facebook group boards. So first, this is just like a simple 4-step plan to follow. So first you want to join a board and yoga and mindfulness group boards so it's relevant to your company. Then second, you want to post about Growga. So post about why you're unique, what you do, etc. Then for the third plan, you want to plan your posts ahead of time so you can use a free tool like Planopy for consistent posting. And then for step 4, you want to post to multiple boards so you get the most exposure. And this is all free, so there's no need for a budget. And I just have a few examples at the bottom and I link them. So if you want to go back to those later, you can, for Pinterest and for Facebook. Then for LinkedIn, it's a vital way to reach out to potential partners. So first, you're going to want to find those potential partners like corporations on LinkedIn, and you're going to want to message them and inform them about Growga. You want to make sure you're personal with it so it doesn't just sound like a robot almost. Then after that, you want to follow up on that lead and pretty much repeat after that. And you also want to get found on LinkedIn because you won't have time to reach out to all of the corporations out there. So you want to write a post about Growga, you want to make it inspiring with solid facts, and then you want to promote that post to just the corporations, to your partners. Then after that, using hashtags you can use a free simple tool called All Hashtag to find the most relevant hashtags to gain the most popularity on your social medias like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, etc. It finds the top hashtags for you so that you just copy and paste those hashtags so you get the most people to find that post. So next we're going to website improvements.
We have come up with some improvements for your website. One big improvement would be to add videos. We have looked at other yoga companies' websites, and some of them have some good videos showing what they do. We think that if you add videos to your website, then people will understand more about what Growga is, and they'll want to sign up more because they have more information about what you are. Another idea we had was to add a description about how long each class is. We thought that this would help you because the consumers will be able to understand more about what each class is and will want to sign up. Another reason is potential partners will want to partner with you because it will be super easy to see what you are. Adding pictures to your homepage would help you out. Instead of using stock photos, you should use pictures from Growga, like in the workplace, at schools, and at health groups. Also, you should add a live video or a picture slideshow. Office Yoga, which is another competitor or other yoga site, has one and it looks great. This is a great way to create a modern and more interactive website.
Now we're going to be talking about your Growga Gives program. And we believe that you should market Growga Gives a bit more on your website. So first you want to add a better description. So especially if you want these donations to Growga Gives, you want to add a more detailed and specific description because right now you have about 2 to 3 sentences just explaining vaguely what it is, but we kind of want you to go into more detail, like having give real examples of where these donations go to. So like the real people that you give them to, testimonials, for example, and things like that. And as I said before, you want to promote it better on your website, like maybe on your homepage right near the bottom, so it's still there so people can find it easier. Then you also want to add an obvious donation button. So right now it says help create more mindful communities, which can be a little confusing for possible or potential donors. So you kind of want to have that solid donate now button. Then once someone does donate, then you want to email, follow up and thank the donor for that, because most likely they are or they will be a potential partner or customer. And Growga merch. So some other companies similar to Growga, like Office Yoga, as we explained before, has merch that people can buy, and this is just a great marketing tool overall. So you can pretty much have like Growga t-shirts, yoga mats, water bottles, towels, and other things like that to kind of have on your website for sale so that it's almost like people are advertising for you. Next, we are going to go over partners and the competition.
So one way that we came up with reaching out to potential partners is to send them care packages. Well, first we would send them email campaigns, which we would find their emails off of LinkedIn. Then we would send them an email about Growga and how to sign up to be a partner. And if the company was unsure whether to join Growga, we would send them a care package. In this package would be some merch like water bottles, t-shirts, magnets, and stickers, and info about what Growga is, again, just in case they forgot. And there would be how to sign up as a partner, as well as a note from Growga saying thank you for your consideration, or something in that area to say thank you, and like a personalized note so they know that they're cared about.
Hi, my name is Joshua Ratliff, and I'll be talking about the competition. We have researched a few companies similar to Growga in North Carolina: Raleigh and Sea Yoga, Office Yoga, and Fly Yogi. A few others outside of North Carolina include Yoga Hub, Viga Yoga, and Office Meet Yoga. The most similar company on this list is Fly Yogi, a company that comes to you for yoga. To the right is an about screenshot of Fly Yogi and what they do. We have also researched about Office Yoga. Office Yoga's purpose is to create mental clarity. They want you to walk away from this experience refreshed. And then there's a note that says Office Yoga states they are the #1 corporate meditation service in the U.S.
All right, thank you. And we will gladly take questions now.
Wow, that was fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Woo. Lots of information to digest and ideas to think through. Sophia, I'm going to take a second and kind of think about some things. Do you want to ask the first question?
Okay, I have to say this. If any of you decide to run for president, I will be your campaign manager. Y'all, that was just incredible. Here are 2 questions. My first, can you all give examples if we're looking to diversify partnerships and really stand for creating inclusive, equitable, mindful spaces all over? Can you think of inclusive language that would make different partnerships, diverse partners want to work with us? So you all had so many amazing ideas to diversify. You stand out from the crowd. How can we do that well? So clearly communicating who we are, while keeping our language really open and accessible and broad.
Yeah, so I definitely think that let's see if I can go back to more of the social medias, because that's how you're also going to reach out to these diverse partners, especially LinkedIn, and just reaching out to these partners and getting found. That's the most important part, creating that solid campaign. Here it is. Creating that solid campaign that pretty much it kind of brings in the partners that you want specifically, because you can set your advertisement to specific people or specific corporations. And that's kind of what you want to do, especially on LinkedIn for partners. And LinkedIn is going to be your main social media specifically for partners, not necessarily for consumers.
And then the care package idea is brilliant. And this might be a moot point. Maybe the science is evolution in science, but for a while we were in a no-touch economy, and there was some ethics around essential workers sending things through the mail. Can you speak to that with care packages?
So are you pretty much saying...
You can go ahead, Andy. I'm sorry.
No, you can go ahead. That's okay.
Well, the idea that I thought, when I was thinking about this, because I'm not to be cliche or anything, but on YouTube, there's influencers who, companies, they send them care packages or send them a sample of their stuff, and then on their channel, they promote their website so other their viewers can go to that the one company and like promote them. So that's like what I was thinking, like how you could send them and then they could like, well, at least to be partners, they could think of, oh, look, and so they can come and join. So I just thought of the idea from like YouTube and like, well, like I saw from that. You can go ahead, Andy.
Yeah, and I think just adding on to that, just like with COVID and everything right now, it's definitely difficult for sending out care packages. So if you want to do that, you would probably want, I mean, this is mainly for like when COVID settles down. It's more of the idea like post-COVID than what it is we are right now, because it's kind of difficult to just send care packages out, but it's definitely still possible. And I mean, just adding on and just repeating myself, it's mainly for the post-COVID idea than what we're in right now.
Thank you.
Do you have any ideas? I mean, do you think it would have as much impact if we did something virtually in the meantime? And what do you think, you know, and it's okay if you don't have an answer to this, but what do you think that we could, you know, in place of something physical that we could do virtually to kind of tell them a little bit about who we are, or, you know, make them feel, you know, make it memorable? Is there anything virtually that might be able to be done in place of that?
Yeah, so I'm thinking videos, like a personalized video just to them, giving them ideas specific to their company. So it's virtual, so you don't need to worry about any tangible products. And it's kind of just like you going in and kind of giving that personalized feel to the video. So it's not just something like a normal video for anyone, right? So it's kind of to make them feel special and to like remember that.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Can you give me an example? There was a slide that talked about boards, and forgive me, but I just want to make sure I'm clear on like what you were talking about with that. Do you mind clicking on one of those examples so that we can see, is that possible?
Yeah. All right, let me just get this here. So I'll just go to this one first. Or how about I'll start off with a Facebook example. And this is a yoga group in the Triad area. And it's kind of just, you can join the group. There's a nice little join group button right there. And you just post about Growga and kind of what you do and things like that, just giving information to get people interested in it. And this group has 636 members and others have more than that. But you just see people having conversations and a lot of just yoga and mindfulness ideas and suggestions. So coming in with Growga, people would definitely be interested in that because there aren't a whole lot of companies like yours because you're pretty unique with your company. So I think that would be a really good idea to join these groups. And for Pinterest, I can show you one of these examples. Right here, so you can join the board. And once it loads, you can see that there are a lot of different yoga posts on here, and you can post about yoga and things like that. So that was just like a free example of social media advertising, or if you post to like a lot of these boards, I mean, you're apt to have people come to you or message you or at least visit your website.
Yeah. So I'd love to hear about you guys' journey. What challenges did you guys come in contact with when you were starting to learn about our company or beginning to come up with solutions about how to solve our problem? So I'd love to hear some roadblocks and how you navigated that.
I think definitely trying to figure out who your target market is. I think that was mainly how we needed to revolve around our presentation and kind of understanding that partners is pretty much your target market, which then will have customers with it. So I think that's definitely throughout the presentation, like going back to the LinkedIn, that's definitely something that you want to do to get partners interested.
Yeah, that's such good feedback. I mean, I think as I mentioned in the last, after the last pitch, I think we've been trying to navigate how to because we do business a lot differently than most traditional yoga focused businesses. We really had to clarify a little bit more who are we talking to? Who is our customer? How do we communicate to them? And I think, utilizing things such as LinkedIn, where we can have, we have community salespeople, for example, in each of our markets that could work on a local level to just connect with businesses. I think that's just a really fantastic and like a really efficient idea. I've thought of some initial things such as, just getting them a page on and then follow up on those connections and potentially have partners from that. So I think that's really fantastic. Can you talk about, I think looking at your presentation, first of all, can we get a copy of these presentations? I think both have been so useful. Yeah?
Yes. Yeah.
I would love it because, but also, I think, I would love to know a little bit more about, speaking to our website specifically. I definitely agree that using actual footage and actual photos will be beneficial. Do you think that the messaging outside of that could be more concise? And is there something that you say, out of specifically for the website, is there something that you feel, out of the ideas that you gave that would be priority now? Is there something that, you feel that, oh, well, this is cool, but is not as important for telling the story? And can you kind of prioritize the different ideas that you had come up with as far as messaging goes on our website?
Yeah, so definitely the videos and the descriptions are things that should probably be done ASAP, because this kind of shows who your brand or who your company is, and it's their initial thought when your partners or potential customers go onto your website. So the website is like one of the biggest factors of your whole company. So definitely the videos and the descriptions are things that should be fixed ASAP. Some more things like adding the live screen when you go to the website, that doesn't need to be done immediately, but it's a nice to have to kind of make your website a bit more modern. Although just making your website personal is very important. So the videos, descriptions, and making it personal, those are things that should probably be done like ASAP. It's just the initial thought when your potential customers or your potential partners go onto your website. So
agreed. And then as far as it goes on the social media side, what do you see, which of the platforms or, out of all of the ideas that you gave, what would you say that would be important for us to prioritize immediately? And what do you think that could be something that we focus on later on down the road?
So I definitely think you should have a Twitter account, because something that's really easy to do is when you're about to post something on Instagram, the little toggles at the bottom for Twitter and Facebook. And if you just toggle the Twitter, it automatically posts to Twitter, and you can reach a lot more partners there too. So I think that's definitely something that can be a pretty easy, just to get that account. And then whenever you post your Instagram, just post it off to Twitter and Facebook as well. And LinkedIn is definitely very important, because that's where your partners are going to go to you. Probably not Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. They're probably going to go to you on LinkedIn. So that's definitely something that you should probably start doing. But before you can do that, you should probably fix your website first so that it's appealing.
Can you all speak to navigating the ethics of social media in a virtual space? So I think a lot of what yoga does, there's this sort of dichotomy of mindfulness off of a screen, outside of social media, thinking for yourself, getting out of this like dynamic bubble. And obviously it's meeting people where they are. And if they're on social media, then we need to be on there. But could you speak to like the larger issue, and maybe as teens growing up in this space where social media has been so front and center, the ethics around that? And because we want truly to connect, so there's like a lot of layers to this. We want to connect with humans. We want to do it face to face ultimately, but right now we're in a virtual setting primarily. You know, maybe this is less fact and just more opinion. Like, how do you all feel about this kind of push and pull?
I'm just trying to grasp what you're saying. So are you saying different ways to approach like teens and things like that other than social media?
What I'm saying is a lot of what we need to do, I think, to meet people where they are is to promote a virtual presence. And a lot of sort of the texture of yoga and mindfulness is off of a screen and in like a, rather than a virtual reality, like a actual reality. And a lot of social media can be a little bit of a mindless scroll. So we're kind of like working in this space that's a little counterintuitive to what we're trying to do. And this is like maybe a philosophy question. So if like if I'm a little off the board, but so more just navigating, if there may be, okay, to make it an answerable question, like if you could say something to our company to make us more comfortable, like, hey, you might be contributing to a space that can be toxic, can be mindless, but it's okay, ... because, does that clarify things for you a bit?
So I think that the answer to that question, or at least what I'm getting out of it, is that on when you pretty much post to, let's say, teenagers, definitely promoting who you are and not just promoting what you do. Sorry, what you do is more important than just explaining about the company. Showing, not telling, is important to teenagers because I'm sure a lot of us would not just want to read something on your Instagram. We want to see it. So it's a little more interesting to that. And to get, I mean, this is going off track a little bit, but to get teenagers interested, another idea is to kind of host something like a contest where it would get teenagers definitely interested, where if you have prizes, like you have an Amazon gift card with Growga merch and Growga classes. And I think that would definitely get teenagers excited about Growga in general. And just kind of going on that track will definitely get teenagers interested in your company.
I just had one last point, and I think, I think it was just really to say, I think it's really, really important and really great. I wonder, and I asked this of the last group, I believe, but when you're thinking about video content and seeing and showing, is it more, here is highlighting bits of our classes, or is it more of a polished video with testimonials and more of a glossed promotional video versus here's a 5-second, here's Maddie teaching our preschoolers a Growga class, whatever in your mind, like, is it to tell the story? Do you think that what is more effective, or are both effective?
Well, I think getting teenagers excited about it, they want to see other teenagers in the video too. So I'm thinking probably more of the highlights of it instead of just seeing the testimonials and kind of seeing like that commercial or infomercial. They kind of want to see it in action and see what you do and then get excited about it. So more highlights of classes, or at least that's in my opinion.
Yeah. Sorry, my internet cut out a little bit, but yeah, I think that's great. So I know we're running low on time, but I just had one question regarding, I think a part of us was really a part of this problem is, that we posed was really to how we're going to kind of reach all communities. And I think, as you looked at our website and dug into our social media, do you feel that there's room for improvement? Are there any, and we don't have to go into this too deeply, but like, any off the, brief ideas that you guys think that we could do better to kind of make sure that we're saying, because our real mission is to kind of rewrite the narrative around who can be mindful, and who has the ability and the access to mindfulness. And so I think, I really want our website and our social media to be able to clearly communicate that mindfulness is for everyone, all ages, all backgrounds, all, everyone. We want we want that accessibility to really shine through. And I'd love to hear from you. Is there any room did you see anything that was like, yes, you guys need to do a better job at this. You guys need to make, whether it's photos, messaging overall. I'd love to hear any thoughts you have on that.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think just when you go on your main page, the only photos that people see are photos of kids. So they might automatically think, oh, this is yoga for kids, not for all the things that you do, like for corporations and for health clubs and other things like that, where I think that definitely gets a bit confusing when you just go on the website and that initial picture is just a kid and then the two others are also pictures of kids. So I think that's definitely something that really threw me off when on your website, and something that's like my main piece of feedback for your website, to definitely fix that and kind of making it more personal.
Great.
Okay, thank you so much, Squad 2C. You guys both did a really great job. Now would be a great time to give both squads a round of applause.
Really great job. Really amazing. I'm so impressed.
So thank you everyone that was able to join, staff members, parents, Growga, of course. The students have been working so hard the last however many weeks, just digging apart the problem statement. So thank you again, Growga, for being so willing to join the program. It was such an awesome start to the first ever middle school District C elective. So no other middle school is doing this. You guys are the first of the first. It's usually high schoolers that are juniors and seniors at that. So awesome job, both squads. And thank you so much, Growga, for everything that you bring to Ravenscroft as well. We'll have to get you guys some shirts. I feel like we've traded Growga shirts. I feel like you guys need some Ravenscroft stuff too. But thank you, everyone, and have a good rest of your Tuesday. Bye.
Thank you so much. It's such an honor.
Slides too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody. And it's
Thank you.